Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I am back again for another entry in my Letterboxd Criterion Challenge for 2024. And today's prompt was number 4, which was to watch a film, your first film in your watch list. And I chose a movie from 1954, a movie called SANSHO THE BAILIFF. And this film was now the second film that I have reviewed by the legendary acclaimed director from Japan of the golden age of Japanese cinema, Kenji Mizoguchi. But I have to admit, I feel like I'm not fully equipped to review this, or at least give as much of an in-depth review as I am able to, and that I think this movie really deserves, because I feel like I didn't when I was watching this movie, I didn't give it my full attention, and and I feel like this is sort of the lesson. The lesson of the video is that sometimes you need to be prepared for a movie and kind of know what movie you're getting into sometimes. Because I honestly started this movie a little late, and it's not a movie you want to watch when you're, tired after a long day at work. No, this is a movie that really deserves your full attention, not just most of it. And because this movie is quite human, it's lovely, and it's a movie that isn't. It's a movie that it really examines the human condition and the human spirit and the human our gift for perseverance and mercy, even. So just to give a brief synopsis of what kind of movie SANSHO is. Well, first off, the titular bailiff SANSHO isn't the main character. He's in fact the villain of the story, if anything. Our main character is actually two children. They are Tsushio and Anshu, a boy and a girl. Their father is a deposed governor of medieval Japan. This is set in a time when and it even gives it a forward. It says the origin of the story goes back to medieval times when Japan had not yet emerged from the Dark Ages and mankind had yet to awaken as human beings. It has been retold by the people for centuries and is treasured today as one of the epic folk tales of history. And that's sort of the gift. It feels a little reminiscent in a few ways to Ugetsu, the last movie by Mizoguchi I reviewed for this channel. But I think the main difference between Ugetsu and SANSHO, at least superficially, is that this is much more. It's more long. It's more time spanning. There's more, and there's a greater sense in terms of location. And I think a more stronger focus on terms of location and the more sort of political and power plays that happen, that were going on in this time period that it's depicting. And so their father's a deposed governor, and he imparts pretty much the thesis statement of the film. He tells his children, particularly his son, a man is not a human being without mercy. And that's pretty much the thesis statement of the movie, as I said. And so Tsushio and Anju, they're traveling with their mother and handmaiden to try to make their way to their father, who was been exiled out because he was shown mercy to the less fortunate villagers and he opposed strong, very bullheaded samurai warlords who were just sort of who effectively outranked him, and that was big no-no in terms of the strata system of the political weaving of his position, and so the children and the mother, they're traveling on. They're trying to stay clear of bandits who would separate them and bring them both into slavery, and sadly they are unsuccessful in that. The mother is separated from the children, and the children are sent to be enslaved under SANSHO the Bailiff. And SANSHO, he's a presence in this movie, but not so much like a villain presence that you would see in most most other movies with this kind of story. It's kind of like I don't know, like a joke, like a I don't know, Joseph of the Technicolor Dreamcoat or something like that. Where like you know, he's like the one that he's like the man on the evil man on top in this position of power that must be deposed in like this big ideological clash or something like that. Not real, not real, not even at all. And so Sushio and Anju they go by different names and under the kindness, the mercy that they are shown by one of Sansho's sort of generals, as it were, Taro, who's a kind man who takes kindness on the two because he's like just horrified that like children are being enslaved. But it's almost like he's sort of like he's like sort of fed up and he's had all that he can take with this like corrupt system that he's working under. All right, is this camera shaking a little? Anyway, and so 10 years go by, and Sushio and Anju, they are now, Sushio is like 23 now, and his younger sister Anju is 18, and they become adults, and they remain committed, and Anju especially remains committed in the hope to see their mother, and Sansho, he's like and like the cruelty has sort of almost gotten to him. He's become much more pragmatic. That if I just stay on Sansho's good side, then we'll be fine. We'll make we'll carve out a life for ourselves here. This will be who we are from here on. And it's kind of a bleak film. I'm not gonna lie. Like just the notion that they've been enslaved for 10 years since they were children is like so, it's cruel, and it's like so harsh, and like the cruelty they are shown is really it's sad. Yeah, it's really heartbreaking sometimes. And it's something I've really found out with Mizoguchi is that kind of what you see on the screen is what you get. And Sansho is a movie that you really feel in your chest, and that's kind of what I mean by needing to give this movie its full attention, and just sort of locking the world, blowing the world away, and locking yourself into the story, and you will really feel it. Even if I wasn't fully prepared for the kind of movie that it was not that it's a slow movie or any way, but it is measuredly paced. It's not a terribly long movie either, but again, you kind of need to know what you're getting into. I would say, and it's great, and like as like with other Mizoguchi films that I've seen, it's gracefully shot. There's some like gorgeous looking and brilliantly staged lawn takes. These very again sort of like embodying the kind of like sort of shot segmented, the sort of like pushing in and moving out a lawn in these very multi-camera setup lawn takes that you really only see again these days in like the works of Spielberg, and the performances are all marvelous, and especially with the actor playing Sushio, the way, and his arc is so wonderful, and he embodies the humanity of it so well, and the way, and really just kind of, especially when he feels like so just have forsaken all hope, and like this moment he finds hope again in like just making a desperate plea to this other governor, like it's so heartbreaking, because like he's like begging really like on his hands and knees, he's to this other governor who's like paying him no mind, and he's like begging to just someone hear him out to the point of hysterics. He really goes for it, and the fact that was the actor's first day on set, it was like from for like hours he was like screaming and yelling and pleading, and it was a real trooper. Yeah, it was a real trooper. The fact that was his first day with Mizoguchi, who was like a known perfectionist, who had to have multiple takes of this of all these scenes, it's like that's hard work. And it's you really feel the work, and you really feel the emotion, and again, the arc he takes is so beautiful, just of being sold into escaping slavery, attaining power and then sacrificing that power, abandoning the power to live by his father's principles. And it's so and it's a movie that would be so bleak if not for that golden spark of hope that really carries this movie through, and it's in its more final moments are really just this use of this song, this little song that was like told throughout that was like sung throughout some local villages, that there's that Anju believes was like a song that their mother made while she was like sold away to be a concubine. And it's great, and it's real. And then man, the places that Anju goes, it's just it's a devastating movie sometimes. And I don't think I was really again, I wasn't emotionally prepared for this movie. It really snuck up on me. And it's sort of it's a richly satisfying movie when you do give it, you allow yourself to feel through it. And man, this and yeah, it's mature, and Mizoguchi's style is very meticulous and graceful, and it would be so, and the performances would all be so crushing if there wasn't also just this reminder that humanity is also capable of kindness, even while it is also so cruel. And I think that's a movie and a story and a lesson that we all need to know, at least to remind ourselves every once in a while, that no, there is hope in the world, that even if it is even it's in the midst of a washed out and barren world that just feels so like it's just beating you down like nothing else, there is some grace to it. And I think that is why I've seen so much, I've read up on so much reactions to it that have just been like it's just knocked him out. It's, well, there's actually a really great quote from Anthony Lane, who's a film critic for The New Yorker, and it reads, quote, "I've seen Sancho only once, a decade ago, emerging from the cinema a broken man, but calm in my conviction that I have never seen anything better. I have not dared to watch it again, reluctant to ruin the spell, but also because the human heart was not designed to weather such an ordeal." So, yeah, if something like that, if you feel you're ready for a movie that'll that reads like that and will knock you out emotionally and just break your heart and put it back and put a little bit of it back together, then really give Sancho the Bailiff a chance. And I really need to give this movie another chance, a better chance. And I'm very grateful to. This was it's marvelously made. It's beautiful and very human. And I think that's kind of the best, what some of the best movies remind us of. That, yeah, humanity is cruel, but it's also capable of such. There's always hope for us, and I think there's hope, and I think there is hope for the future. And yeah, I'm feeling a lot of good hope. I think things will be turning up soon. I think, but yeah, there'll be hardships, and it won't be easy. Especially for me, with like growing this channel, I still have so many of these to watch and review, and it's November, so I gotta watch all my noir movies, and yeah, that'll be it for now. And that'll be it for now. I'll let you go. I have a wisdom tooth pain. I really need to do something about. And well, I'm Zach. I like movies. I have a lot more movies to watch, and I hope you watch movies too. And I will see you all later.